Coming up next, On the Spot, we've got Deus Ex Human Revolution in-house to show off some of the biggest augmentations outside of LA. Then we kill zombies in the aptly named All Zombies Must Die. And by user request, we highlight a few PSP minis. We've also got the latest digital downloads, round 3 of Super Button Mashing, a starting block for Resistance 3, and a look at what happens when they put video games in television shows. We're live and on the spot.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the GameSpot Studios, where we are live and on the spot. I'm your host, Chris Waters, and it's a very exciting day for me here because one of my most anticipated games of 2011 is here for a live demo. Deus Ex Human Revolution. We're going to be taking a look at it, and my man to my right here is Antoine Teasdale from Eidos Montreal. Antoine, welcome to the set.
Thank you very much.
We are, as I said, I'm trying to restrain my giddy laughter that you're here to show off this game.
Okay.
I'm pretty excited about it. How are you guys doing? It's games coming out around the corner. Pretty exciting for you?
Not really. The guys are all on vacation. We don't really. No, I'm just kidding.
It's already gold. No. They're taking their breaks.
Now the guys are completely ecstatic. It's been a long road, 4 years. A little bit more for the guys in Montreal. So it's a long time coming, and yeah, really excited.
And so we've got to demo off today. You know, the game that you're going to be able to play within 2 weeks. But so we've got sort of a two-parter coming at you, and we're starting off here where it looks like alarms are going, and there's a dead or dying dude on the ground.
Yeah.
Set the stage for us here, Antoine.
Basically, we just had the idea of showing you a little bit of the beginning of the game. This is the very beginning when you start playing. It's just to set the pace for a little tidbits of stuff they're going to show you in gameplay. So it's just regular Jensen. Just starting his job at Seraph Industries, and he's already in trouble.
No snazzy sunglasses yet?
No augmentations, no nothing. It's just a regular guy doing his job, and there you go. And everybody's in panic in the company, don't know why they're being attacked, and see a big guy, definitely augmented. There you go.
Yeah, and now his arm's turning into a gun.
Yeah, there you go.
For murdering scientists.
Well, there's just, nameless scientists.
Yeah, let's go spend time with that guy.
Yeah, well, no.
Not yet.
No.
Not, I mean, he looks intimidating, but so now we're sort of taking a vent.
Yeah, well, you try to find your way to do getting to that guy actually who killed everyone. Basically, Jensen's job right now is just to, try to save people and try to figure out what's going on, because the company is being attacked right now. So it's just running around.
He's a security officer or something?
That's right, the head of security for Seraph Industries. He was an ex-cop. It's part of the story. I'm not going to reveal too much. Oh, there you go.
Dude, I don't know. This is not really looking good for his job performance as head of security.
Yeah, you don't want that on your CV, right?
No, not exactly.
Shoot him. There you go.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's a nice
One
shot.
down, one to go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
There you go. And he died. So it's just a little setup for the beginning of the game. It gives you a nice little idea of what happens, and then naturally after that Jensen gets his augmentations that we know. And it sort of brings us to the other part that we're going to show up.
Okay, so in between what we just saw, which is the very beginning of the game, and where we're jumping to, a whole lot of stuff happens. Give us some highlights along the way. I mean, you get your augmentations, so you're making that's when the player choice comes into play.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're sort of saying, do I want to be stronger? Do I want to be sneakier? That kind of stuff?
Yeah, if you want to be nice, be social, be the perfect hacker, be just kicking ass.
What's your personality in this game?
I try to be the sneaky one.
Yeah.
Don't kill anyone, don't try to do anything. The hardest, basically. Try to hack everything.
You like a challenge?
Yeah, and here we go. This is basically to sum up what's going on. Just from prior to, we saw that, well, there you go, that big guy who's called Lawrence Barrett. And
he's back and punching you in the grill.
Yeah.
And you have now been augmented.
Absolutely. That takes place about 1/3 into the game, which is roughly 10 hours, I'd say. And it's the first time that you find out who these guys are, which are called the Tyrants. And that's the first time you actually see them after being beaten up and being attacked at Seraph Industries that we just saw previously.
That's a pretty sinister name. The Tyrants?
Yeah, you need to ask Mary, because I don't know why, but it's really dark and creepy. Or the lead writer on the team. And she came up with that name.
She's got all the answers.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there you go. So Lawrence is Lawrence Barrett, the first boss fight in the game.
And so he's really he doesn't seem very perturbed. He's just sort of doing that slow, steady walk of a villain who knows that he's got you outmatched.
Exactly. He's the thug, and he's not really scared of you. I think he just thinks you're a Boy Scout and someone that doesn't really know anything and is not supposed to be there. So he's got orders from his boss to actually take you out, and you might want to run there. And so you have to fight him. You don't really have a choice at that point because there's the only way you're going to get answers is through him. So you had to find the best way possible to take him out and not die. Hey, Johnny?
Hint, hint. And so, and there's a lot of sort of, this is a pretty, you're in an industrial environment, you're in this, warehouse, basically.
Yeah.
So you're throwing some boxes, but now you've got low ammo, now you're face to face. Oh,
he's
literally.
going to take you down.
Oh,
there
gosh.
you go. Yeah, so it doesn't always work that way.
Yeah,
that was that, huh?
He's a pretty intimidating dude. And so this is not, good
good.
Lord, run away.
All right.
So this is not like an easy encounter?
No, it's not.
boss?
It's it's the first time we show like the boss fight thing going on, and most games when you do a boss fight, you have to sort of teach the player new tricks, give them a new feature, a new tool, a new weapon. And a game like Deus Ex, it's kind of hard because you sort of give everything to the player at the beginning. He can make any choices he wants. So instead, in this instance, in our game, the boss fight, like Barrett himself, is just about pushing the player into, in the corner. It's basically forcing the player to use all the mechanics that he's learned, take cover, move, use all the weapons or the gadgets you have from the choices you made.
And figure out what works against this hulking monstrosity and what doesn't.
Exactly. Because almost everything works if you know how to use it. So it's all about the challenge of, pushing the player to its limits a little bit. That's the idea.
All right. Well, Antoine, before we let you go, we've got a couple questions coming in from the chat room. It seems in that jump from the intro to the boss fight, we leapt a third of the game. You guys got a little confused about when augmentations actually come into play during that time span. You get your augmentations pretty early on.
Yep.
Like the Seraph Industries gets attacked, something transpires.
You sort of get in trouble, and you don't really. The whole idea is that Jensen doesn't have a choice to get augmented, and from that no choice, basically life or death situation, you sort of wake up augmented to save your life. Decision by your boss there at Seraph. And that takes place about 30 minutes into the game, more or less.
Well, there you go. So right from very early on, you're dealing with, you've been forcibly evolved by your boss. I guess you still have a job.
Apparently, yeah, because 6 months later, he's like, hey, dude, we need you again. So, yeah, that's how the real game starts there. So it's okay, there's a conspiracy, there's something going on. What the hell?
Okay, and folks are also curious about your sneaky loadout, because we didn't see too much sneaking there. That was a face-to-face, trying to shoot, throw boxes, anything you can do.
Yeah.
Give us one sort of highlight of a sneaky augmentation, something you might choose if you went that route.
All right. Well, the obvious would be a cloaking device. The cloaking system is just basically makes you invisible for a very short period of time, but that's the obvious one. I like the move silently and the jump/land silently. It's overlooked by a lot of players, but it basically gives you the possibility of just running through locations or jumping down like higher ledges or something, totally silent. And when I take down a guy in patrol below you or something, and you take him out. And that stuff is really, really important if you want to go through big compounds and environments without being noticed.
And so you might even not even have to engage in some fights.
Absolutely.
And so it's part of the strategy is not to kill everybody. Although, is that a viable strategy as well?
Yeah, it is. It's pretty hard, but we've done it. It's hard.
So what's an augmentation you'd need if you went that route?
Not killing anyone?
No, killing everyone.
Oh, killing everyone? Oh, dermal plating to make you super strong, and more energy bars. The energy system, just max it out so we can use more takedowns and more lethal weapons. That sort of stuff is really, really useful. Or maybe the Typhoon system, which is one of the major augmentations we have, is basically the idea of, you basically explode like in a claymore and you kill everything around you. So
you just explode.
Well, you don't explode, but I mean,
but
you just go like, "Ugh," and then everything explodes around you. You just throw like small explosive pellets all around you. They come out from your arms and your legs and everything.
I think I remember seeing that in a trailer, actually.
Yeah, it
sort
just
of,
goes like, and then everything explodes around you. It's like a big cluster bomb.
I'm really excited about that.
That's
That
awesome.
sounds awesome.
It's brilliant.
All right, Antoine. So if I'm like super eager, obviously, to get my hands on some Typhoon augmentations, what Deus Ex Human Revolution coming out soon?
Very soon.
On tell me the date.
August. It comes out on August 23rd.
August
of this year.
23rd.
Yeah.
Not even 2 weeks away.
No, not even.
And folks who want to get their hands on it can pre-order and get a little bonus for it.
There are a few packs out there that you can get. There's one that gives you an extra mission, which is pretty cool. Actually, it's got a little bit tease in it with a new character, and there are basically 2 main packs with weapons, explosives, and stuff like that.
All right.
So that's cool.
Very cool, Antoine. Well, thank you so much for coming by and showing it off.
Very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Folks, now we also were able to convince Antoine and Johnny, who was playing, to give us a little bit longer look at Deus Ex Human Revolution, sort of show how we got to that boss fight, how we got through that compound. If you want to see that action, much further extended, a lot more combat, we're going to be airing that demo tomorrow, so come on back to GameSpot for that one. Up next, we're actually responding to something you folks have been clamoring for. You know, we cover a wide variety of games on the show here and a wide variety of platforms. One that apparently we haven't been given enough love to is the PSP. Specifically, the downloadable minis that you can get, short little games for your PSP, and put it to work. Ricardo Torres actually took a look at a bunch of those and has got some highlights for you in this next segment.
Hey everybody, it's Ricardo. Because you asked for it, we're going to try a little experiment and get you guys a look at sampling of the PSP minis that are out there, which you don't really hear anything about. We're going to start out with one that is a little old. It came out a few weeks ago, called the 2D Adventures of a Rotating Octopus Character. So here we are. This is the game. That is basically you. Instructions, very simple. There is the jumping and there is the changing of direction. Save octopuses or octopi, collect and avoid. That is your life. And here you go. Just jump. You can change direction, go down, go up, and yeah, you're constantly in motion. So now what I will do is I'll show you some of the more complicated things that you wind up having to do. There are later levels that you got some weather. You have to avoid buses, which is kind of a problem. And then you have to do things like move these balloons and then make use of the buses so you can collect your little buddies. And it gets a little complicated, I won't lie. But it is fun. It's very addictive. It's very simple. It's very much like in a lot of ways, a cell phone game, which was what the minis were supposed to be like. But I think, as everybody that owns a PSP is aware, minis never quite took off the way Sony wanted them to. So it is nice to see that there are some developers that are trying and kind of living up to the potential of them. Next up is a kind of a personal favorite. It's a game I've spent quite a bit of time with. It's called OMGZ, which in internet lingo means Oh My God Zombies. So if anybody's played every Extend Extra, or one of those games that are all about explosions, that's what this is about. So you have in the lower right hand corner of the screen, you have 6 bullets, there's 86 zombies, which I imagine is a common problem in a zombie apocalypse. So how do you make the most effective use of your bullets? Well, each of the zombies have different properties. So these are exploding ones. So if you do it right and you time that shot, you can get most all the zombies taken care of, thus leaving you 5 bullets to wipe out the rest, which is eminently doable. So that is the very beginning. When you get to the later levels, which I'll go up here, a little more complicated, very crowded. So what you can start to do is there are objects that you can use in the world, like like exploding barrels. There are also different kinds of zombies. That obviously I took out a gunner zombie that, as he goes down, sprays bullets and triggers other explosions. There's acid zombies. What's interesting is there is some progression, so you are earning credits which you can use to upgrade zombies. And things like your ammo count, bullet damage, the explosive radius of those barrels that you saw. So it is kind of wickedly fun. It takes a lot to get all platinums, and that's all I've been doing, and it's, very easy, pick up and play, a lot of fun. Next up, we've got one epic game, which is a side-scrolling shooter that manages to blend in robots, World War II, and zombies. It's very simple. You're killing zombies, you're doing stuff, you're collecting weapons. It's very basic. In some ways, it kind of reminds me of Cannibal, because you are being the distance you're traveling is being tracked. And so the big thing, in addition to making sure that you kind of have an uninterrupted run, you want to make sure that you kind of have a nice clean spree of uninterrupted hits with your weapon. And you don't want to hit cows, apparently, FYI. But you do want to have chains of attacks, because those improve your score. And yeah, it's a very simple game, but it is a lot of fun. It looks nice. I do have a jetpack, which is handy. And yes, again, don't hit the cows. And there you go. That is our look at one epic game and a number of other PSP minis. Let us know if you dig it, if you want to see more, and we will oblige.
And there's your look at some minis for your PSP playing pleasure. Now the alliteration is going to stop, and the zombie murder is going to begin. Joining me now is Dave Dow from Double Six, from across the pond. Dave here to show off all zombies must die, because let's face it, Dave, they must die.
Aye, indeed they must.
They must. And all right, Dave, zombie killing, that's something that's familiar to many a gamer.
Aye.
You yourself a veteran of killing many zombies?
I've killed a couple, aye.
And what is all zombies must die? How's that dealing with the issue of zombie extermination?
Well, it's right. So it's a spiritual successor to Burn Zombie Burn, right? Which was previously a PSN game, right? But where All Zombies Must Die expands massively on BZB. It's what we're calling an arcade RPG.
Arcade RPG.
Arcade RPG.
All right.
So the moment gameplay is totally skill-based twin-stick shooter, yeah. But it's set within a whole sort of RPG system, right? Where you've got 4 characters, you've got a whole story, they can level up. And where BZB just had fire, right, which affected the zombie AI and made them fight you faster, we've got 4 status effects. We've got fire, we've got sonic, we've got radiation, and we've got shock. Yeah?
So a lot more ways to incite the zombies and destroy them.
Yeah. And loads of ways of combining these effects, so you've got all different kind of reactions out of the zombies, right? And loads of ways of manipulating the zombies in the world.
Well, let's see some of this zombie manipulation in action here. We're jumping into the demo, and we're just seeing one player here, but we see flashing at the bottom of the screen a couple.
So it's jump in anytime local multiplayer, yeah.
Nice.
And this is Jack. This is the main character in the game, right? That you start with. This is about 20 minutes or so into the game. He's been trying to get out of the town, to get out of the zombie apocalypse, and he's come to the bridge, which is sort of inevitably down, and now he's making his way back to the police station to see his ex-girlfriend, who refused to come with him. Who's one of the other characters, right? She dumped him, by the way, because he plays games too much. And right now, what he's got to do, and these gates, right, are the military have put them down to sort of like contain the zombie infection. And so they effectively give you quests, you try and move from area to area. And this one's asked them to kill a whole bunch of sonified zombies, right?
Okay.
Which is what's going on with them. At this point
they've
in
got
the game,
that weird stuff coming out of the side of their head?
Yeah, well that's little headphones, right? With and that's all the sonic stuff coming out. And by rocking up to that police car, he sets that off, and they do that. And right, so he's just leveled up, right?
Hey, nice work.
Yeah, which in the moment gameplay, right, gives you that kind of big, like, area of effect blast, yeah? But once he's made a place his base, then he can go in and then actually level up his stats and and play about the role playing system.
What kind
which
of stats
is
are we
kind of
talking
what you're
about
going to see
here?
here.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. You've got like attack, defense, and speed, right?
Okay.
Yeah, essentially.
Just
But
get-
they've got a big effect on the actual gameplay, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you move a lot faster when you level up your speed and max that out, right?
And the faster you go, the more zombies you can kill. Now, if I
Yeah, I guess I am.
yeah, well, so if I remember from Burn Zombie Burn, you're talking about these status effects,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The status effect was not just a way to more effectively kill zombies. It sort of feeds into a.
Well, yeah, sure. In BZB, it was the entire score multiplier. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an element of that here, and they get more XP and stuff. But it changes the pickup drops and so on that they drop. It changes the zombie behavior and the way that you combine the status effects. So, like, I mean, if you combine fire, right, and then you shock them, I think they get smaller. But if you do it in the wrong order, they'll explode, right? And there's a whole wealth of ways of like of messing with the zombies and their behavior. And you can create mutants with the radiation, right? Unfortunately, we're not going to see that right now. But he's just gone to the police station level, right, where he's been already. He's come back to running his X. And this is where he introduced the second zombie type in the game, which is the SWAT, yeah? And he's just picked up Katana, right? So, and he's going to go here, and he's gonna kick off an All Zombies Must Die, right? And once you do an All Zombies Must Die quest, you can make that map your base, right? When you will be able to kill the infinite spawning of the zombies, and then you'll be able to mess with the whole RPG system. You'll be able to go and craft weapons that have got like the status effects on them. You can level up the character, you can like mess about your inventory, you can swap characters, and you can leisurely walk about and search the various items and so on. And
And
get all
not
sorts
be
of stuff.
assaulted by zombies.
And not be assaulted by zombies generally, right?
Yeah.
But there's quite a few maps in the game where you can do this, right? And your choice of where your base is quite a big impact on the gameplay, right? Because you can farm the adjacent levels quite easily from loot drops.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
the game is a very known game, right? I mean, Jack, incidentally, right, is convinced after this point in the game that he's in a video game, right? Which is the last thing his ex wants to hear, because she dumped him because he plays games too much. So he rocks up and goes like, look, hey, we're in a game, you know? And she's saying, grew up, man, we're in the apocalypse.
I
and you have to
suppose
get
that's
out of
one
here,
way
right?
of dealing
Yeah.
with the psychological trauma of the zombie apocalypse, right?
Yeah, for
Pretend
sure,
you're in a
right?
video game.
Yeah, but it's working out all right for Jack, because he seems to understand how to manipulate the world as a result, right? Yeah.
Gives him an insight into
Yeah. So
what's
in
going
the
on.
level after this one, right, where we will not go, he'd be able to properly farm loot drops, where like you'd get the firewood loot drop as a result of killing 30 burning zombies, and he's dead.
Oh, he got so mauled.
We're doing all right, man. We're doing all right.
Oh, the magic of live demos.
Go on, second chance.
So, when you're saying loot drops are
Yeah.
a big factor here in
Yeah,
All
yeah.
Zombies Must Die. What kind of loot are you getting?
Right, it's pretty random, right? So in Town Square you get firewood, right? See, right, okay, initially each of the characters has got their status weapon, right?
Okay.
So Jack's status weapon is a torch, which later upgrades to the flamethrower, much like BZB, right? Rachel's is this thing that you make by combining her cell phone with a megaphone, and then she can sonic the zombies, right? A little scientist dude, Brian, he creates a radiation rod thing. Anyway, the point is that initially you need to go and get the firewood, combine it with the lighter to make the torch for Jack, right?
Yeah.
But you can take the firewood and cross that for shotgun and make a shotgun of fire, right? And the shotgun of fire will set the zombies on fire and do more damage. But you could go and get the megaphone loot drop and cross that with the shotgun and make a sonic shotgun, which will slightly stun the zombies. And I can't remember if it does more damage or it's faster reload time or whatever. But there's all these things to play with, basically, right?
Yeah,
On
it
the
seems
map-
like there's a lot of different items that you combine, and those items feed into these 4 status effects.
Yeah, totally. It's a really dynamic game. I mean, the players get an awful lot of choice of what they're doing at any given moment in time, right? And like I say, whatever level you choose to make your base has a big impact on this because of the way the levels all connect. Like, I mean, where BZB was just like a arena, based shooter where it was like the levels had no sort of context, right? This is all set in this one town, so you're going from one, you're going from one map to the other, and like, the gates that you use and what ways you go and stuff are all significant. Yeah, incidentally,
They're
right? So
sort of
he's just hit
continuous.
this threshold, right, where basically there's only 12 zombies at the 6 he's got to kill less, so they become enraged, all right? So they're faster and
Oh
they're,
yeah, those dudes look a lot feistier.
Yeah. They're faster and they're tougher and yeah. And the
these
ray
got
guns not
riot
so
cop
good.
zombies?
Yeah. Or SWAT zombies, man. They look
SWAT
like,
zombies.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so like a lot of what are some other zombie varieties we see here?
We get crazies and we get joggers. There's the mutants, man, and the mutants are like you create
get
mutants
weird?
by applying the radiation to them, but then if you combine if you start getting them irradiated and then you set them on fire, you create fire mutants, you can create shock mutants, create sonic mutants, and then there's the shock zombies, right? I mean, basically the The interaction between the different zombie types is pretty interesting as well. The shock zombies will shock other zombies, which makes them faster, and so the crazies will come at you and headbutt you like real fast, yeah?
That sounds dangerous.
He's almost there. Yeah, it is. You need to take him down, quick. Right, he's got one more to do, and then he'll have succeeded, maybe. Yay, sweet. All right, so yeah, all zombies are dead now, right? Okay.
All zombies must die completed, and now you're not being harried.
Right?
You can.
Now you're just going to get harassed by his ex.
You can get berated by your ex-girlfriend. Yay! What a reward!
Right. So this is the base, right? So on the left-hand side, we've got the crafting room. Up here we've got the toilet, and that's where you level up. All right. So if he goes in here, he'll be able to level up, right? Yeah. Right, and so and the character classes and so on and so forth. So Jack is a gamer, right? But that actually is just to do with his preferred weapon, which is the shotgun, right?
Okay.
Jack could switch his preferred weapon to the Uzi, which is Rachel's weapon, in which case Jack's class will then become girl, right? And so on, man.
Because
and if he switches to the ray
Uzis.
gun, he'll, So we've got there's the overall arc and story of the game, and then each of the characters has got their own whole side quest chain, right? So Jack's side quest chain is all trying to prove that he's in a game, right? So there's one quest where you have to go to the mall and find a video game, which is a zombie video game, and then show that to the ex and go, look, see, this is what's going on here, right? But of course she's not having that. Then we've got Brian, a little scientist character, who's got an equally ridiculous explanation for absolutely everything that's going on, as Jack has, but that it's not a game. And Brian's side quests are all about creating mutants, where we kind of really teach the player how to mess with this whole system, right? And then we've got
Mess
Luxo.
with the different mutations?
Yeah, and create mutants, right? And try to create
good
fire
Lord.
mutants or create sonic mutants, or And then we've got then we've got Luxo, the alien, right? And Luxo's
the alien,
Luxo's
of course.
So he's trying to learn to speak English, right? And
That's fair. He's a self-improving alien.
He is a self-improving alien. Yeah, he starts off with alphabet block quest, then comic books, and then to find him a copy of The Big Lebowski.
There you go.
Say good all the time, right?
You're right. You're writing a curriculum here. You realize for primary education.
It's a good start, right? Aye.
All right, now Dave. Before we wrap up, some folks in the chat room are curious to clarify. We talked about. You mentioned briefly drop-in, drop-out co-op.
It's local only.
Local only?
Yeah, sure.
But up to 4 players?
It's up to 4 players. Early part of the game, right? If you haven't unlocked all the characters, come in as soldiers, right? And little soldier dudes have all got assault rifles, which we've just played loads of in the last few days. Yeah, and it's got friendly fire on by default, which is kind of quite fun, right? So there's a lot of fighting over pickups and power-ups and so on and so forth, right?
Can you mutate your buddies?
No,
Are you susceptible to
sadly
status
not,
effects?
man. Sadly not, right?
All right.
Maybe in future DLC and stuff, right?
Get a little sinister in the DLC.
Yeah.
Dave, very cool. All zombies must die.
Yeah, indeed they must.
Tell the folks when they can pick up the mantle and try to kill all zombies. Fall this year?
Yeah, on 360, PS3, and PC, right? And digital download, yeah.
All right, Dave, thank you so much.
Thank you. Cheers, man.
Pleasure to have you here. Now, folks, Dave just said it right then, digital download. That's our next segment. We are going to be telling you what is available this week for your downloading pleasure. Let's take a look.
Hello, GameSpot. It's time for the top digital downloads this week on Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, and the Wii Shop channel. New this week on Xbox Live is Fruit Ninja Connect. Slice and dice all kinds of fruit in 3 different single-player modes, or invite a friend for some 2-player fruit carnage using your hands as blades. For a more detailed look, check out Carolyn's full review. Grab Fruit Ninja Connect for 800 Microsoft points. Jumping over to the Wii Shop channel, we discover Kyo Tokai. The powerful witch Rika invades Astoria, and it's up to you to stop her. You play as one of 2 brothers to drive Rikai out of your peaceful land once and for all. Download this 2-person side-scrolling shooter for 500 Wii points. Over on the old but newly available section, we find a stack of games coming to the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. First up on the 360 is a strategy RPG called Record of Agarist War. Playing as the young knight Leonard, you embark on a quest that will span your life and your descendants in an 80-hour-plus campaign. Take on the Record of Agarist War for $29.99. Next up, how can 30 million fans be wrong? Well, maybe they're not. How about you make it 30 million and one and pick up World of Outlaws Sprint Cars? Originally released for the PlayStation 2 in 2002, this game will have you screaming around dirt tracks in these souped-up buggies and crying for your mama. Pick up World of Outlaws Sprint Cars for the not-so-low price of $19.99. Now it's time to test your random knowledge and prove once and for all that you don't know Jack. This hilarious game show-style trivia game will make even the most annoying know-it-all think twice. You don't know Jack will cost you $29.99 and possibly your marriage. Lastly, in the 360's not-so-oldies but goodies category, we find Adrenaline Misfits. This Kinect game will have you boarding across more than just snowy slopes in either single-player or two-player split-screen modes. Get Adrenaline Misfits for $39.99. And coming to the PlayStation 3 is Far Cry 2. Taking place in Africa, you're dropped in the middle of two warring factions that will both have you doing tasks for them as you progress through the 30-hour story. Snagging a score of 8.5 here at GameSpot. If you haven't checked it out yet, now's your chance. Pick up Far Cry 2 on PSN for $29.99. Alright, enough of this paying for crap stuff. Let's get some demos. Hitting both PSN and Xbox Live is the legendary Madden franchise with Madden NFL 12. Featuring all 32 teams, stadiums, and all your favorite players in the league, Madden's got everything a Gatorade-loving football enthusiast is looking for. Grab the demo today. Laces out, Dan. Also coming to Xbox Live and PSN is the Driver San Francisco single-player demo. Big crime boss Charles Jericho is on the loose, and the only one that can stop him is you, John Tanner. With 3 missions to complete in this demo, you'll be drifting down Lombard, launching your car through Golden Gate Park, and pissing people off in general. Now let's talk DLC. A new downloadable character is slicing his way to Mortal Kombat on both PSN and Xbox Live. Shao Kahn has ripped Freddy Krueger from the dream world, and now Freddy's got to do whatever he can to kill Shao Kahn and win his freedom. Get some Freddy for 400 Microsoft points or $4.99 on PSN. Earth Defense Force Insect Armageddon has new DLC packs coming to Xbox and PS3. The new Death from Above Jet Armor Weapons Pack includes 15 of the EDF's most powerful weapons all in one drop, such as the Haslex Hamadryad Grenade Launcher and the El Gigante Rocket Launcher. The new Pounds of Pain Battle Armor Weapons Pack really puts some bang into your ballistics. Featuring such heavy hitters as the C9 Turn X Shotgun, RLF-17 Floorboard Rocket Launcher, and the Van Snaster Spread Burst Assault Rifle, you'll be sure to blow those invertebrates to bug hell. The only good bug is a dead bug. Grab these packs for $2.99 each from PSN, or 240 Microsoft points each from Xbox Live. 2 new packs for Red Faction Armageddon are hitting Xbox Live. The Commando pack gets you suited up in a Commando uniform and opens up 2 new weapons. A plasma tower that sprays out a stream of pure death and destruction, and the ability to dual-wield 2 laser pistols. The Recon pack that gives you the Recon uniform to wear and unlocks the Arc Welder, and the XNG 5000 that launches nanite-filled projectiles for more juicy destruction. Grab these packs for 80 Microsoft points each. New game trailers available on Xbox Live are Rage Uprising trailer, Warlords How to Play Part 2, and Get Your Groove On with a trailer for Just Dance 3. PSN also has new game trailers for Starhawk Telling the Story, Rage Untethered, a Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension gameplay trailer, and a trailer for Blood Rain Betrayal. That's all the time we have, but check back with us next week for all our top picks for digital downloads.
Heyo, Tom Magrino in the house for news. What's up, Tom?
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
I'm good, dude. I got to see Deus Ex earlier. It was
Really?
fun.
Yeah. I just realized that Curtis works because he's playing Deus Ex. I was like, what have you been doing all this time, Curtis?
He's been kind of, MIA a little bit.
I don't know. He went to like South Africa.
He went to South Africa. But Deus Ex, yes, that was fun. That's coming out like in a week or two. But
yeah, that's actually not relevant right now. What is relevant? You still breathe my paper off the table. That
We'll
would
be lost
I would have no idea what to say. But because it's on the table, I can tell you that MPD sales were in today.
Yeah, okay.
They were not good. MPD had the worst month since October 2006. If that's any indication
That's a long
of how
time
sales
ago.
went.
That's-
Yeah. So total U.S. Retail sales, that's new physical channel retail sales, was down 26% to 707.777.
That's too many sevens.
Too many
that
sevens.
sounds like a big percentage.
But it was,
5.
it was a fairly substantial drop off. Everything was down pretty much year over year. Software was down like 30% thereabouts. Hardware was down, blah, 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 blah. So if we're going to look for some silver linings,
Yes, please.
sure. Xbox 360 continued to be the top selling console.
Okay.
Sold 277.
Why is that a silver lining? Some console has to be the top
That's
selling
true. It's
console.
not really. Somebody has to be the top.
Yeah.
Microsoft happens to be at the top again for 13 out of 14 months.
Okay.
I think the only disruption there was the Wii took it in December or something after, the holiday season when Nintendo makes their makes their
their big fat cash.
So that happened. NCAA football was the top selling software for the month. 360 PS3. EA traditionally makes a lot of money off of their football games, and this was no exception.
And they're continuing to sell well.
They're continuing to make a lot of money off of their football games.
All right.
And it's kind of interesting, though, because with Madden NFL 12 coming out August 30th this month, there's basically going to be no release that's going to be able to. To say that correctly, that will be outside of the MPD's reporting period next month. So expect MPD's numbers next month to be abysmal. I think they'll top it next month.
You think they're going to be even worse? Prediction?
I feel like August 2011 will be the worst month on record since July 2011. Seems likely. But I mean, all said, I can run through some quick figures for you. Total non-PC retail sales were 687 million, which were down 20%. Non-PC hardware was down 29% to 223 million.
You're depressing.
No, I'm going to keep going.
Story.
356.9 million was total software. That's down 30%.
You're saying big numbers, but then
they're not actually big.
Good
they're quite
numbers.
small.
They're small.
One game that did not make it onto
which one?
LA Noire.
Tell me.
LA Noire was top release a few months ago. Now it's off the charts.
Yeah, it slipped entirely off the charts.
And that's related to Team Bondi.
Bondi.
Team
Bondi.
Team Bonsai.
Well, I pulled a straw poll in the chat room earlier. They backed me up.
Bondi.
No,
no.
Stop saying Bondi.
Some habits aren't worth breaking.
We're going to break it live on
Anyway,
internet.
It doesn't matter. So Team Bondi was sold themselves to the production company known for Mad Max. That production company's name is Kennedy Miller Mitchell. They're currently working on Happy Feet 2. But Team Bondi, I got it right.
Bondi, nice
Team
work.
Bondi has been in the news recently beyond making
Because
LA
they made LA
Noire,
Noire.
which was a good game.
Critically acclaimed.
People like that game.
Good selling game. Yeah.
But after that came out, there was a row of human rights violations.
Oh, wow.
At Team Bondi.
No.
And they went from being the beloved Australian studio to basically running a sweatshop, conducting slave labor in Australia of their developers. So they kind
don't
of
exist
fell
anymore.
off. No, well, I mean that's
They've
kind
been
of the question.
subsumed by someone else now.
So Kennedy Miller Mitchell is their new parent company, according to a report that we received, and it looks like the people who were working at Team Bondi will still have jobs.
Okay.
It's not entirely clear whether they'll still go by the name Team Bondi or whether they'll be wrapped into Kennedy Miller Mitchell's games group.
Or whether their jobs will still violate the Geneva Convention.
Right, or whether they will still treat their employees like garbage.
Okay.
But it does sound like they'll be continuing to make games. I mean, the thing about Team Bondi is they've been around for 6 years and made one game, so we don't really know.
They made a great game.
They made a very good game under under the worst of all conditions. But the thing I guess to note here is that this studio will continue under a different name. Right now, that studio is working on Happy Feet 2, the game tie-in.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But that studio is also working on a new Mad Max movie. So perhaps we'll see Team Bondi working on a new Mad Max game. It's not entirely clear, but we shall soon see.
That's what the future may hold.
That is what the future may hold. You want some more dour news? I got some more, buddy.
If you
I
must.
can keep it coming all day long.
I don't doubt that.
I am the harbinger of awful.
Let's go. Bring it on.
All right. So, do you like MX vs. ATV Alive?
Sure.
Not really. 6.0.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, because
racy.
You won't have to review another MX vs. ATV game for a little while at least.
Really?
THQ had the dour news this week that they are restructuring, reorganizing. They're going to be shifting away from licensed kids properties such as their Nicktoons stuff, SpongeBob, that kind of thing. They're also moving away from movie tie-ins and refocusing their efforts on core games. core games other than Red Faction, of course, which was completely canned as well.
Yes.
But that happened
series,
a few weeks ago. As part of this restructuring, they laid off about 200 people, and they essentially closed THQ Phoenix, which was doing the MX vs. ATV franchise. They also shut down 2 studios in Australia, Blue Tongue, and then just THQ Australia. Very clever.
THQ Australia.
The way that one was named.
Okay.
So
those
the Blue
studios
Tongue
are no more.
Right. Blue Tongue was primarily involved with the SpongeBob and Nicktoons games, but they also did The Blob,
The Blob.
which you know people kind of like.
That game has fans.
Yeah.
In the office.
And it's so I mean that the future of that franchise is really up in the air at this point. It's kind of interesting in that The Blob and Red Faction were the 2 primary games or franchises that THQ was pushing this transmedia strategy with. Both of those had sci-fi channel deals.
The Blob did?
The Blob did, yes.
Okay, I knew about the Red Faction, but now neither of those franchises is...
Yeah, I mean, it's not entirely clear what's going on with the Blob franchise right now. We know that the studio who made The Blob is now defunct.
Yeah.
It seems like THQ has been making money off of the games, so it'll probably get shifted around to some different studio.
Okay.
But, it's not entirely clear.
So fans of that mischievous blob of colorful goo.
Goop.
Take heart.
Take heart. You might have more.
At least you're not Red Faction fans.
At least you're not Red Faction fans, which you are, right? You like
Yeah.
your Alex Mason. And
I do.
Destroying of Destruction.
Oh, it's so fun.
You'll still have Volition. Volition's still making you some Saints Row, and
That looks bonkers.
which looks pretty
Fun.
good,
Yeah.
right? We can move on. Would you like to move on?
Can you cheer me up, Tom Magrino?
I sure can't. You ready?
Wait, you said can't. No,
I know.
fine.
So you're a fan of Minecraft, right? I'm talking to you, listeners. I know you are.
Okay, I'm not going to weigh in on this.
So over the weekend, or not over the weekend, last week, Mojang, which makes Minecraft, they announced that, well, they didn't really announce. So the guy who's primarily associated with Mojang, Marcus Notch Pearson, I think that's his name.
Sounds good.
Pearson or
Notch.
Person?
Call him Notch.
He said through his personal blog that Mojang had been sued by Bethesda Softworks.
Bethesda?
Bethesda Softworks has somehow become a villain, which I find just absolutely absurd.
We're coming for you, Minecraft.
I love Bethesda. They make they make Elder Scrolls. They make they're part of id. We got Rage coming out. I was all very much pro Bethesda, but now they're coming after Mojang for a game that they have not yet released. It's called Scrolls. They're claiming that
Scrolls is a new game, not like a Minecraft mod.
Scrolls
or
is a
something
new
like
game.
Okay.
It's they haven't talked too much about it, but from what I can glean from the website that they have, it's going to be like a turn-based collectible card game type. I mean, it'll be a video game, but it'll be based on in the collectible card game tradition.
Okay.
It looks like it'll have a
Just like
fantasy
the Elder
bent.
Scrolls.
Just like the Elder Scrolls, apparently, which is what Bethesda is taking issue with. They're saying that Scrolls is too close to their trademark for the Elder Scrolls, and so Notch has apparently been going back and forth with Bethesda, saying, "Hey, what WTF? Like, what is actually going on here? Our game is nothing like your game. Your game is, this massive, awesome RPG, and our game is based on collectible cards."
Yeah.
So it's not entirely clear. And he was very gracious, actually, in this blog post. He essentially said, "We think that this is just lawyers being crazy pants," and that's kind of what it sounds like.
Okay. So he's optimistic that
He's
they'll
optimistic.
reach some sort of agreement.
I mean, that part
Work
of
it
their a part of their communication with one another has indicated that Mojang is trying to be very reasonable about the situation. They're saying like, "Hey, we'll never throw a word in front of our scrolls. We'll differentiate ourselves." And the response to that, which prompted this blog post, was they received a letter from some Swedish law firm saying, "Hey, we're going to court. Give us a bunch of money." Also, rah, 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 rah. only blah, blah, blah in Swedish.
In Swedish and
Right.
on like some really nice stationery.
Right, some nice parchment, probably with a letterhead in
Yeah.
calligraphy or whatever. I mean, probably not calligraphy.
Oh man, they'd better go after that small developer
Yeah,
who's
I
gonna
mean,
really derailed Skyrim's release.
How
later
do you
this
go
year.
after Minecraft? I mean, they're like the
That's big business these days, man. Minecraft
No,
is
yeah,
popular.
I know, but it's like that is like the beloved stepchild of all of the game industry right now. It seems like people can't stop talking about this game. Everyone is on board. Everybody's on board with Mojang, and now Bethesda is just like. I mean, it reminds me of when Activision came in at like the end of E3 in 2008 or 2009. And they said, Double Fine, you're not allowed to release Brutal Legend.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, it kind of has that same, like everybody was on Double Fine's side. Like they were like, all right, the follow-up to Psychonauts, we're ready, we want your new game, Tim Schafer. And then Activision was just like, blar. There was a
They
lot
shook
more
their
thing-
fists. There was
a
some
lot
nice
of thing-
stationery involved.
Right, and it's just like, as far as bad PR goes, like this is a good way to make yourselves look awful. And it sounds like they don't even have a very defensible case. So it's all very mysterious.
Will you be keeping tabs on that for us, Tom?
I will personally be keeping tabs.
You personally.
Me, I am on this for you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Much appreciated, Tom. Any other tidbits for us before I shoo you away?
I think I'm done.
All right, shoot.
All right.
Go on, shoot.
I'm out!
Thank you for the news. Up next, it's a starting block. These are where we tell you guys how to get your feet wet, how to survive in the harsh world of video gaming. This week's feature is Resistance 3. Now, I know what you're saying. Resistance 3, that game's totally not out yet. What are you talking about? Well, there's multiplayer beta. And if you don't want to die horribly in the multiplayer beta, you might want to pay attention to this next clip.
Hello, my name is Cameron Christian. I'm the lead multiplayer designer on Resistance 3, and here are my top 5 tips for starting playing beta. Tip number 1 might seem obvious, but this is a great one. Stay together, work as a team. When you're first starting playing beta, there's other guys playing, follow them, they'll kind of lead you to where you need to go. Tip number 2, when you see a green skull kind of in the environment, that means one of your enemies was killed right around that area, so be cautious. I'm sure there's other enemies around. Tip number 3, a lot of our weapons do extra bonus headshot damage, so aim for the head and you'll take down guys a lot quicker. Tip 4, the radar. You only show up on the radar if you're shooting. Also, if you want to find where the action's at, just look at the radar. All the red blips will point you in the right direction. And the final tip, tip 5, when you die, we have kind of a death hint screen, and that'll give you information about the enemy that killed you. It'll tell their loadout and how much health they had. You kind of use that to build a counter strategy against them. So those are the top 5 tips. The beta will be available for PlayStation Plus subscribers on August 23rd, and if you bought specially marked editions of SOCOM 4, you'll have access on August 5th.
There you have it. Fire, shotgun, be in pretty good shape. That's a good way to go. All right, folks. Next up, it is the epic well, all right, I don't want to use the word epic. It's very overused. I'm going to try to stay away from it. It's the emotional, stirring, climactic conclusion.
It is a conclusion.
It's a conclusion to super button mashing. It's round 3. Homer Rabara versus Van Wyn versus Jody Robinson. Who will emerge victorious? Let's watch and see.
It's time to mash buttons. When I say button, you say mashing button. Mashing button. Mashing button. You're gonna get super button mashing. Come and catch up.
All right, folks, it's time for round 3. It's the consolation round. We're starting off with Jody Robinson, who currently has a points total of 1250, behind Homer's 3250 and Van's 4150. So a little bit of ground to cover. but you can take a big chunk out of that with the consolation round, just to give you an idea of how this works. You're gonna play 3 different games and achieve 3 different challenges. The first one is Hulk Ultimate Destruction on the PS2. You need to smash 10 cars. On the second one is Thor for the Wii. You need to smash 5 potted trees. The third one, the PS3 controller over there, is Spider-Man Web of Shadows, and you need to hit Venom with 2 cars. Are you ready for this, Jody?
10, 5, 2.
10, 5, 2.
Okay,
That is
I think
correct.
I'm better at playing games than Van and Comer.
All right, Jody, well, let's see if you can put your money where your mouth is. The timer starts when you pick up that controller. Go. All right, so once again, you need to smash 10 cars as the Hulk. That's 1 car. That's good. All right. And that is 2 cars. Doing solid work there. And that looks like that's a rock. There's some cars right there. Okay, a good bundle of cars. That is 3, 4, 5. That looked like 5 cars. There's a van right there. Smash that van. And nice. That looked like, oh gosh, that was a lot of cars. Let's call that 8. 1 car left. 1. That's 9 cars. Can you go smash another one? Oh, there's.
One's already damaged.
All right, that's 10. All right, good work. And we are moving over to Thor on the Wii. You need to smash 10 of these potted trees, like that one right there. That one, that's 1. 5 of these potted trees. That's 2. That's 2. And that is 3. There's 4 right there.
4.
Ooh, but where's the mystery 5th one gonna be? Do you have to go through this ice? Go through this ice. See what happens. Oh, I see another one straight up ahead. Keep going straight. Keep going straight. You see that one?
Yes, I do.
And all right, that's 5. And now on to Spider-Man Web of Shadows. Just hit the start button.
Start button.
There you go. You need to hit Venom with 2 cars. Can you do it?
Where's Venom?
Venom is that guy
I
over
am
there.
Venom.
You are alternate Spider-Man costume.
What kind of things how do you pick up this thing?
How do you pick up that thing? I don't know. You hold circle, and there you go. That's 1. That's 1. So grab circle, aim using the left stick. You got him.
Come on.
Is it?
Come on, open. How do you grab it?
Circle. Grab it with circle. Grab it with circle. Square? Okay, square. Try square. And run up closer, Jody. Run up a little bit closer. Up to him over there. Can you do that? Can you?
Oh, run over to him first. Ready. Where the heck did he go?
He's up here. You see him right there?
Okay.
Okay, I think you're close.
Oh, shoot. Nope.
All right, can you do it? Try to grab that car. Either square or circle. One of those 2. Circle. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hold the circle button right there. Yeah, there you go. And that's 2. Jody Robinson, you have completed the challenge in 2 minutes and 27 seconds. You are the first of our 3.
I know how those numbers work.
Well, we're gonna get the next few guys on here and see if they can beat your score total. All right, thanks a lot, Jody. All right, folks, we're here with our second contestant. Homer is about to try his skills in the consolation round. Homer, we just had Jody a moment ago. Now it's your turn. I forgot to mention earlier that first place, you win 3,000 points. Second place is 2,000. Third place is 1,000. So you could very easily run away with this thing.
I'm going to run away with it. I'm already running away with it.
Okay, so in the first game here, it's Hulk Ultimate Destruction, and you need to smash 10 cars starting now. All right, run up to one of them cars and just smash it. That's 1. That is 2. Let's see here. There are 4 right there. Can you get? All right, that is 6 cars. You were making fine progress. Can you do it? Oh, that's not a smash. That's just a push. That's a push. All right, that is 7. That is 8, 9. There's 1 right next to it that you just beat, and that'll be 10. Okay. Now this is Thor for the Wii. You need to smash 5 of those potted trees right there.
Potted trees?
Yeah, those potted trees.
All right, that's 1.
There's a couple around you. That is a second one. And that is tree number 3. Tree number 3.
It?
No, you need to get 2 more. That is tree number 4. You need to progress forward. That's
Where's
a bench.
the damn tree?
That's a bench. Go ahead.
Oh my God, get through this! This is terrible.
And that would be tree number 5. Okay, on to Spider-Man. You need to hit Venom with 2 cars. Pick up a car and throw it at Venom.
How the hell do I
What
pick
button's it gonna be? You figured that out pretty quick. That's 1 car. Can you get him with the second one? And
Come on,
car number
slow.
2. All right, Homer.
What is the deal?
You finished off with a time of 1 minute and 10 seconds.
That's right, baby.
Doing fine work, Homer.
Yeah.
You're looking good right now.
Uh-huh.
Let's see how our third contestant can do. All right, guys, we're here with our third and final contestant, Van. The timer is going to start as soon as you pick up that PlayStation 2 controller and go. You're playing as Hulk. You need to smash 10 cars. Hit the start button now. All right, here we go.
This isn't inverted.
Nope. All right, that was 3 cars right there that you smashed. See if you can get that 4th one. Nope, nope, you gotta finish it off. All right, so that was 4 cars. Let's see if you can get these 4. Yep, that would be 8 cars that you have smashed. There's a good bundle over here. Let's see if you can take care of those ones. Oh.
Get rid of it.
How do you get rid of it? Press a button, press a button. Or just smash another car with it. Okay, there you go, that's 10, that's 10. All right, now you have to destroy 5 of these potted trees. That's a potted tree that you've just destroyed, that's 1, that is 2. See if you can get a 3rd one. Yes. See if you can get number 4. And you've got number 4, but where's 5? Ooh, I don't know. Ooh, tricky, tricky. I'll give you a hint, it's not this way. Which way is it gonna be? Which way is it gonna be, Van? You got the right idea. You got the right idea. And that's 5, okay. And here we've got Spider-Man Web of Shadows. Throw 2 cars at Venom. It's one of those face buttons to pick it up. There you go. And that's 1 car. And car number 2. Van, you have finished with a time of 1 minute and 23 seconds.
Is that good?
It's pretty good.
Oh, sweet.
Pretty good. All right, folks, we are back here with our entire crew of contestants, Homer, Jody, and Van. No matter who won today, I just want to say that you guys all won right here in my heart.
In your heart?
But let's find out who the real winner is, okay? All right, in 3rd place, Jody Robinson with 2,250 points. You did a fine job, Jody. There are no losers here, only varying degrees of winners. The winner, who won by only 100 points, goes to Homer Rabara.
I really never had any doubt in my mind.
No doubt in your mind.
0 doubt,
Even
actually.
when he was destroying you in the first round.
None.
So many
Even
doubts.
then.
I'm like a strong finisher. This is what you gotta understand about my style.
Slow
Like,
start,
I
strong
like
finish.
to give people a sense of hope and then obliterate
And just-
that right at the
just
last moment.
snatch it right away,
Snatch
kick
it
them
right
when
away,
they're down.
break
Kick
their
them when
heart,
they're
make them
down.
cry. And I'm gonna gloat for like the next time, from now until the next episode.
All right.
I'm the
produce
champion.
most of the
Champion.
shows?
Champion.
Don't you produce most of the shows?
Champion!
All right, everybody. We're going to cut Homer short because he could gloat all day
Yep,
long.
all day long, baby.
Thanks a lot for watching our special Comic-Con themed episode of GameSpot Presents Button Mashing. Again, I'm Sean. These are our lovely contestants. We'll see you guys next time.
It's time to mash buttons. When I say button, you say mashing button.
Here I am, folks, with the winner, champion of Super Button Mashing.
I would say like Dominator.
Homer Rabara.
Whoa.
Dominate, you pulled out by 100 points.
I was-
That was a narrow
whatever.
victory. Homer, do you know that you are also in the company of a button mashing champion? This guy.
We'll have our
Champions round?
Yeah, we'll have a champions round.
Oh,
I respect. This is my thing. I respect winners. But the reigning winner is always the more superior one. So
Interesting.
that's cool. You won.
Interesting.
It's kind of
No,
like
it's-
saying Super Bowl champs Green Bay Packers versus Super Bowl champs Green Bay Packers from like the first Super Bowl.
Okay. Packers is the only football team you could think of.
Well,
I see.
we haven't really won a championship in a while, so yeah.
Homer, I'll look forward to that inevitable mashup.
Yeah,
and
it'll happen soon.
I will then look forward to. I'll bring some tissues for you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
when
Well,
you,
see,
your
that's how
inevitable
Van started. Let me just tell you right now. That's how Van started. He started running his mouth.
Really?
He had the Superman cape on. Didn't know the mighty Spartan.
Well,
was
if you
in
want to
town.
talk about costumes, let's talk about the chin strap.
Yeah, hey,
High and tight.
that's fine.
Was that? Do you think that
It's-
helped?
it's
you?
official.
Do you think that helped you in your victorious
It
run?
kept me under control. It kept me humble. Kept me focused. You know what I mean? Like if
you-
it was loose and I could go willy nilly, then
You were like channeling the
it's key.
competitive prowess of a state trooper.
yeah.
Exactly.
in his dress blues on Memorial Day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so what's
Cool.
next? What's going on? What do you get your finger off
No,
your chin.
I like
What
this.
is that?
This is the new finger mustache. It's the finger chin strap.
There's no
Yeah,
such thing as a
check
finger
it out.
mustache. You did not coin something new, Chris Waters. You're not starting a new trend. You're not. It's not happening.
Well, I am tossing it to the next segment.
Let's
Homer.
do it.
Did I like that transition?
No.
All right, folks.
bad.
This is actually more Homer Ibarra for you.
Yeah.
Because Homer actually got to interview
Can't get enough.
actual TV
A
actors.
TV actor tour.
Eddie McClintock from a sci-fi TV series favorite of mine, Warehouse 13. Very creative show.
Tracy.
Very enjoyable. And you got to talk to this dude about a new episode coming up that's video game themed.
Yeah, it's called Don't Hate Playa. Hate Playa. You see what I'm saying?
There
He
you
does
go.
a better joke than me, but I'm not concerned.
Let's hear that joke and
Yeah. Do
yes.
it. Am I looking at the right
Roll
camera?
it.
No, I'm not.
Interview. Hey folks, Homer Bar here in San Diego, and I am speaking with the star of Warehouse 13, Eddie McClintock. How's it going, Eddie?
Hey guys, hey, good Homer, how are you? I'm excited to be here, thank you.
Warehouse 13, obviously, it's a big hit. It's going into its third season. Give us the rundown on what the premise of the show is.
Warehouse 13 is the 13th warehouse of its kind that have existed since civilized man, maybe starting back at the library at Alexandria. And the warehouses have been located in the centers of power throughout the age, because the thought being that the most powerful civilization of the time could best protect the warehouse. So that's why it's in America right now and soon to be headed to China. My character, Pete Latimer, plays, he's an ex-Secret Service agent who he kind of gets picked, but it looks to him like he's being fired from his job protecting the president, and he actually is being picked to go and protect the warehouse with his partner, Micah Baring, played by Joanne Kelly, and the caretaker of the warehouse is played by the awesome Saul Rubinek. He plays Artie, who's just incredibly amazing.
Oh, he took a running jump from all the way across the room, built up enough force and went right through the glass. What? Saw it on Mythbusters.
Then Allison Scagliotti, who plays Claudia, she's kind of the wizard's apprentice, and she's just amazing.
Must have figured it'd help do what the brain couldn't. Make the brain experience total reality inside the game.
We are a family of misfits who have come together to protect the world, so it's kind of ironic. It's an interesting look at the family dynamic, because Artie is kind of the dad, and I'm the big brother, and Micah's the big sister, and Claudia's the kid, although she's 20. But if you try and think of like family shows that are on TV right now, a show that is about family that the whole family can watch, I mean, I can't think of any except for what is the Spartacus?
We will face the hordes of Rome again.
My kids love the sex, they love the sex. The name of the episode is Don't Hate the Player, which is cool because, it's got some gangster cred in there, if you will.
Look at that.
So flash some of my gang signs. I'm gonna get my teardrop tattoo soon. It's just so much fun. I mean, you look around, it's like no shows are doing this. It could be construed as a little silly, and maybe it is to a point, but the silliness has a point, and it's funny too.
Or after you.
My avatar in the game is a gladiator.
Whoa! And you're a stripper.
What? Nah, I'm a gladiator. It's cool, right?
Yeah, nice skirt.
So I get to wear, lots of layered leather pieces and a layered leather cod piece.
Kind of fulfilling like maybe a Spartacus fetish you got going on there?
You will. It's again, see, now that's why my boys love that episode the best, because they were wondering when, I was going to be naked. I never thought I'd say this, but let's save us a princess. It pays homage to lots of classic games in the past, RPGs. And, I grew up, before I had these two kids, man, I used to play all the time. And I don't get to play as much anymore, so it was fun to kind of be able to live that out in my work. Hey guys, I'm Eddie McClintock from Warehouse 13. I'm hanging with the dudes from GameSpot, one of my favorite online sources for video gaming. Be sure to check out Warehouse 13, August 15th, where we pay homage to the video game itself with an episode called Don't Hate the Player. And there's some gang signs for you. This one's that one and then that one.
He's not that great at gang signs, but
truth be told, he is actually an ex-gangsta. If you couldn't tell, I mean, he's softened up from those gangsta days.
Yeah,
you know
he's a
what I mean?
father now.
He's a father. He's not a cold-blooded killer. He doesn't.
He's an
smoke
actor.
crack.
He's got a successful career.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of he has to look out for his reps. So that little taste was like past Eddie McClintock.
Nice.
That was like
a little glimpse into the rough and tumble.
younger days, the rough and tumble Eddie McClintock, because that dude is hell of hood.
So that's airing Monday night, Warehouse 13. It's a pretty fun show.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
Quirky.
I like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like he was saying, they do the silly thing, but they do it well.
They do the
pull it
silliness
off.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Did you see that video game machine? Would you play that video
With
game
the-
machine?
with the
glove
glowing
and like
business?
the giant. What is it? What is
That's-
with video games in the future having like everything big? Like why do? That's not what video games. They've been trending smaller.
Here's
right?
my theory, maybe, because the show's about these artifacts that that like take on power, that take on supernatural powers.
Sure.
So maybe this is like an artifact from the past when they were depicting video games in the future. Because that looks to me like something out of a like 80s movie about video games, like strap in, like the Power Glove. That
was very Power Glove inspired.
Yeah.
I mean, if the past saw future video games as everything is gigantic, then yeah, sure.
glowing.
Glowing and
gigantic.
All right. Anyways, we're giving away some trivia, right? That's what's
Not
next.
yet.
No.
Oh wait, no. We've got the
What are we
super. All right, so we've got a trivia giveaway on the show today.
do. We certainly
but
do.
before we get to that, we are giving away tickets to Call of Duty XP.
XP. Isn't that the Call of Duty con, if you will?
Yeah, it's called
COD-Con.
Okay,
They should call it COD-Con.
COD-Con. I can't
Yeah.
imagine why they didn't go with that
You
name.
know?
It's a good one.
It rolls off the tongue.
But basically, it's this huge event in LA where they are, showing off Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
They have constructed a life-size multiplayer map for you
Pretty
to like
awesome.
play
That's
paintball in or something.
Paintball's cool. Laser tag would have been way more money though.
Laser tag.
Like the
There's
old
gonna be
laser
like there's
tag.
gonna
not
be
even
live
like the-
music. There's gonna be all this cool stuff there. This video we're gonna show next is gonna give you folks a
right.
taste of what it's all about, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about it afterwards. But if you want to win tickets to this
COD-Con.
Call of Duty XP event, here's how.
Be among the first to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, September 2nd and 3rd at the Call of Duty Experience in Los Angeles, California. The event comes complete with a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 tournament with $1 million up for grabs, not to mention a real-life recreation of the Scrapyard multiplayer map for paintball action. Attendees will also get to see how fast they can get through a real-life version of the pit. For those who will be in the Los Angeles area on September 2nd or 3rd and would like a chance to win a ticket for the event, subscribe to our channel, like this video, and send a video or text response letting us know why you think you should win. All entries should be submitted by August 23rd, when it will be announced on the August 25th episodes of Sync and On the Spot. While all subscribers who like the video and submit an entry are eligible, we're eager to reward the most creative and fun responses.
Live action role-playing encouraged. Not eligible for those under 18 years of age without parents' consent.
I like that.
That was
illegal. That was illegal stuff.
That was the legal thing right at the end where Ryan McDonald shrunk.
Honey, I shrunk the video producer. So there's
that's illegal.
That's fine.
Sure.
So there's how you enter. But if you can't make it to LA, you don't qualify to enter, or maybe you just don't end up winning because there's only so many people that can win.
You can't win it all, folks.
Come back on September 2nd and 3rd because we're going to be doing live stuff, on-demand stuff from down there, giving you folks a taste of what that event is like from the comfort of your own wherever you watch the computer at. Now,
watching location.
We are giving away some proper trivia today that we're going to mail to you. Check it out. It's a book.
Look, I'm like peeking from behind.
That's adorable. Open this up. Show us some
All
of
right,
the,
let's
this
see
is The Witcher
see
2
some
Assassins of Kings.
Whoa,
RPG that came out
look
earlier.
at that.
Yeah, there's Triss. This
Triss
is an
is
art
all
book, and as you can
showing
see,
off.
it's pretty
Showing some
substantial.
stuff off.
Very nice hardcover, glossy pages.
Some pages.
There's your man Geralt right there.
There's Geralt. Look at.
We're giving away 5 of these
Geralt,
books.
right? It's Geralt, not Geralt.
You know,
That's not like
you
the
say
southern-
tomato,
all
I say
right,
tomato.
Whatever. People hang me for that though. You're gonna hang me. I know you are.
Maybe we'll take
Geralt.
we'll take
How
a
about
chat
that?
room poll. Knowing how to pronounce his name is not going to help you, but answering this question will. In The Witcher 2, Geralt slowly begins to regain his memories of a past love who appears in flashbacks. What is her name? Name that past love, and maybe include a phonetic spelling of Geralt while you're at it. And send your answer to us to onthespot@gamespot.com. Let me just look over here.
There's also some handy little stickers in here too.
And so send us your answer to onthespot@gamespot.com, including your name and address, and we can send you one of these books.
One of these books, a couple of
Pretty
stickers.
Cool.
Boom.
All right, Homer.
Done.
We're coming to an end here.
It's over.
Anything cool happening? I know
No.
what cool is happening. We talked about it
cool?
earlier in the show.
What's that?
But tomorrow we're putting up an extended demo for Deus Ex
That's right.
Human Revolution.
The second part.
You saw that boss fight a little bit today. You saw it up until the I'm a bad guy. Well, the whole thing is going to be shown tomorrow on our site, as well as the whole lead up to it, how you infiltrate and whatnot. See one of the flavors of combat in Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Many flavors of combat.
Yes.
Very rich flavors.
So come on back for that, and come on back next week for another episode of On the Spot.
Why are you cutting me off?
Because it's over. We're done. We're wrapping it up.
You put me in the chair and I want to talk.
All right, here you go.
Talking. Hey, I'm talking.
And that's why I cut you off. Folks, for everyone here in the GameSpot studio, I'm your host, Chris Waters. It's Homer
Minecraft. Wait, hold on.
Don't
Stop
leave
the
just
jib.
yet, Jib.
Stop the jib. Hold on. What's going on? Minecraft.
GameSpot Sports editor Marco Georgievich just
what's
ran
going
in
on?
here and told us
Talk to us. What's going on?
to tell you guys about this event we've got tomorrow.
Oh yeah, 5 p.m. right now. That's right now.
Tomorrow.
Oh,
fool.
tomorrow. All right. Tomorrow.
Do you want it? Here's the straight dope, folks.
All right.
Tomorrow at 5 p.m., we're going to be playing Minecraft. A couple GameSpot editors be in there. We're going to have a server set up. Come and join us. Check the Community Spotlight blog for information, and hope you guys can get in there with us. We'll make some sweet pickaxes and get Bethesda to sue us. It'll be awesome.
Wow.
Now we're really tossing away.
All
Let's
right,
go to
see
the
ya.
Jib again. It's
Bye.
going to fly out.
Okay, see you later,
Homer,
Jib.
say goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll let me on the show ever again.
All right, folks, later.